Right, a very warm welcome back if you've just joined us. This is the latest in the series of New Age Business Briefings brought to you by the SABC and today sponsored by Transnet. And today we're talking about arts and culture as one of the pillars of growing the Northwest economy. Just before the break, we heard from the Premier, Supra Mahumapelo, and also MEC Tebogo Modise talking about arts and culture, and also these other two pillars, and we'll chat a bit more about those. But arts and culture seems to be one of the things that that this province can really latch onto, because they have quite a long tradition, legacy, and history in this arena. And we're going to find out a little bit more about some of the initiatives and the programs that are being put into place to regenerate and grow this very important aspect. So MEC, just before the break, you gave us an idea of some of the plans that you have. I wonder if you could share more specifics about what these programs are that you'd like to develop and what they'll do.
Okay. Peter, our plan, we are planning to ensemble the Northwest Cultural Ensemble. Mm-hmm. We are planning to have the Skills Development Forum. We are planning to have Writers Forum, because it's very important for have that forum. Our writers around the province, they are saying, province, you are left us behind. We want to be part and parcel because we are the writers. We are writing books, but we don't see our books in your shelves or in your libraries and so on. So we are going to make sure that we have those forums that will be focused on the writers.
All right, I know that you've got an arts festival that you'd want to promote as well.
Oh, yes.
What's that going to be? Is it going to be a national thing that people come from all over the place to come to the Northwest and enjoy? What's it going to look like? Have you decided yet?
Yeah, Peter, we are going to launch our Mahika Mahikeng. That festival is going to be not only for the province, international and provincial. The time when we launch it, because we are going to launch it at the end of November this year. This year it will be the launching, but the actual event is going to hold next year, whereby our artists going to be part and parcel of that. Especially the artists from the province, especially the artists from the Mahikeng, they will be sort of your people who are working together with us to make sure that Muribo or your Mahika Mahikeng be something big, because we need something that we are not competing with Free State, we are not copying the Makufe, but we are going to do something bigger than Makufe. In the province.
All right, we're going to go to the audience just now, but Premier, I see KB in the audience, for example. National asset from here. When this festival happens, are you going to value her in the same light as a lesser-known artist like Beyonce, if she comes here, for example? And I just wonder, do we do enough to value our own people, particularly people that come from this province and from this town?
No, we have not been doing enough. That's why we are the first one to accept, Peter, that we have not been doing enough. That's why we have said that we must meet with them. The first meeting took place yesterday in the form of a workshop, because we want to say to KB, WHP, and the rest of them who come from this province, what is it that is so much in Johannesburg that is not here in Mahikeng, so that we can do whatever they go for in Johannesburg, here in Mahikeng, so that whatever attracts them to Johannesburg, we can even do more. We have the recording studio here. We're going to revamp it, take it as government, so that it can be their studio. They can then work with other young people who don't have the money to go and do the recording, to do the printing, the distribution, the marketing, and so forth. So we are happy that they are here. We are happy to see you, KB, today back home. We are happy that they are here today. And we are saying to them, this is your government. Don't be afraid to say, here you are going wrong, here you are going right. because only constructive criticism can build us as politicians.
All right. Okay. Well, we've mentioned KB quite a bit, and I'm going to get to everybody, actually, if I can. But maybe we can start with you, KB. You've had to pretty much do it by yourself. You started off, I think it was the crowded crew, back in the day when you were young. Tell us what it is that perhaps might help that you've heard, or that you can add so that we can create more KBs coming out of Mahikeng. Yeah. Microphone. We're going to get another one to you. If you're watching at home, don't forget our Twitter handle is at Morning Live SABC, hashtag TNA BizBrief, and we'd love to hear from you. And just to let you know that we have Mulimi's here as well, Ma'ausi. We're going to try and get to all of you today, but let's hear from KB.
Can I just carry on?
No. Is this microphone working? Are we having? There we go.
1, 2.
Yep, speak.
Can I do the math?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Honourable Premier MEC, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate this move that the Honourable Premier has made. And I wanted to request that I recognize that it's a developmental project and a developmental process. And most of us, because we've come all this way by ourselves, as you've rightly mentioned, we'd like to be invited to participate in these activities, but not only in terms of performance. We've come up with solutions for ourselves, and now we can safely call ourselves businesses. We'd like to participate as shareholders, as businesses, because this will allow for this process to accommodate the artists that are still being developed, so that the national artists who are also bordering on international, we are on board, we are participating, but we are not hogging the space. New artists can come in, they can be developed. We can come in as businesses and assist using the experience that we've gained over the years. But overall, Premier, we really do appreciate this initiative.
All right, thank you very much indeed. Okay, so maybe let's go to table number 1. We have Khalabi Moeti. Table number 1. Let's start to get a sense of how you're feeling in this room. You've heard what the Premier and MEC have said about the plans going forward. What else would you like to add and ask? If you could stand up and we'll get a microphone to you. Okay, don't forget at home, at Morning Live SABC is where you will send your tweets, and if you have a question, because what's happening here in the Northwest could also be an issue for you in your part of the world. Have we got a microphone to table number 1?
And by the way, Peter, we prefer to be called Bophirima.
Is that going to be an official new name, or
no? It's
you're
not
pushing?
new. It's just Northwest in Setswana.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Okay.
just North. It's like saying South Africa and then Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Ek
we
verstaan
prefer
nou.
to be called Bophirima.
Ek verstaan.
Jy moet verstaan.
Rebranding.
All right. Okay. So, have we got the microphone to table number 1? Yeah. Okay. Please ask your question. All right. Desk. All right. Okay. So we're busy struggling to establish these the comms, but we'll get them right. Is it ready? Is it ready?
Morning,
Okay.
Premier. Morning, MEC. My question was, since we were talking about development between media, that includes the SABC and Mmabatho, there's not been much done in terms of developing artists between the SABC and Mmabatho, so that forth artists and technicians who want to be involved in Mmabatho get a platform where they can produce or show their skills at the SABC, since there's no much being done to say, okay, these are the artists from Northwest, there's the platform for you. There are technicians who can do sound, who can do lighting, there for you, but rather, more technicians have been taken from the Gauteng province, like your MGGs, Workhouse, and so forth. But as technicians and artists from the Northwest province, we are being overlooked. So I wanted to know, why is not much being done to develop technicians and artists within the Northwest province? Thank you.
All right. So we're going to try and get a comment also from the head of Mmabatho just now. But Your thoughts on his concerns?
He's right. We had a discussion with the South African Broadcasting Corporation, and we have said that we are happy with the work that they are doing, but we can do more to improve on the relationship between the SABC, the government, and the people of Bokone, Bophirima. There's a lot of skills that were developed this side of the country in as far as technicians in this industry is concerned. And we think that if we can bring all those people together and give them a platform to explore, it will contribute to job creation and repositioning the people's province of Bokone, Bophirima. If you go to the SABC now, Peter, you will find that some of the studios that used to be used there, currently they are unused. So we have said to the SABC, let's discuss about the studios so that we can see each one of the studios that we have, how we can then make use of them to maximize the opportunities that are there in as far as the issue of broadcasting, the arts and the culture is concerned.
All right, let's hear from the head of Mmabatho. Where are you, sir? Table 5, I believe, that's where you are. Okay. Mr. Dilotsotle, if you are there. All right, so, there we go. All right. Your organization has a long history, and it does seem that you have a legacy that needs to be elevated even more. And we're hearing the challenges that this young man has raised, and I just want to get your thoughts about how to lift and raise the game, as it were.
No, thank you very much, Peter, and good morning to the Premier
Just
and the MEC.
bring up the microphone to you.
Thank you very much, Peter, and good morning to the Premier and the MEC. Indeed, the Mabana Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation has a responsibility to elevate itself from where it's currently standing and rise up to the new paradigm shift in terms of arts and culture becoming an economic driver within the context of the economy of the province. Now, one of the things that we are going to be gradually and aggressively focusing on is the element of ensuring that our skills development programs have got a degree of accreditation so that anybody who comes through our system of the Mabana Arts, Culture and Sports Foundation will be in a position to have a piece of paper that's worth a certain element of equivalent within the framework of our qualifications in the country. But also associated with that is that we have had an inward-looking approach as an organization and an outward-looking approach. And what we have realized is that from a business continuity point of view, you develop a future musician, but once this person is developed, there is no professionalized platform within the context of Bophirima where this person will be able to practice. Therefore, we're moving towards assisting in the professionalization of the creative industries in the province. One particular example that we can use is that we currently have an ongoing film learnership of about 53 students in Mabana Mahike. Now, part of collaborating with the SABC includes the fact that in the not so distant future, and discussions are at a very advanced stage, we'll be having a film studio, which film studio will be housed in Mabana and will offer those who are skilled in film an opportunity to use this facility at no cost to them. And this entails the fact that we will now be taking services to the people, and therefore our people in terms of practicing their skills will no longer have to export themselves to other provinces so that is the critical move that we are undertaking as an institution that's concerned with the development of the artistic talent of the people in Bokone Bophirima. Thank you very much.
So I know that the Lotteries Board has given you quite a nice stipend, something in the order of about 19 million.
Yes.
So there's a lot of expectant faces here. How is it going to change their lives?
Firstly, let me, on behalf of the foundation, thank our provincial administration as well as the National Lottery Distribution Trust Fund in availing an amount of 19.8 million for 7 programs. It's not for one program, it's for 7 programs. One of those programs actually commences with a launch tonight with an opening of an art exhibition to be held at the Munsiwa Stad Methodist Church. It's dedicated to the memory of one of the literary giants of South Africa, the late Solomon T. Plucky. It's a noble existence arts exhibition, and it's in support of those who are in the arts, especially your visual arts in this respect. That's the Solplaki Arts Exhibition. We've got other related projects such as wheelchair dancing, which will be taking place later in the year in Bujanala. You've got pottery for the disabled. It's a 10-month developmental program to be taking place in Taung. You've got something called Maftown Celebration Week. You've got children's art competition. You've got a touring art exhibition. And a slight minimal portion of around 2.9 million was directed towards the recent Taung Cultural Calabash First Phase. That's
Okay.
the bulk of the programs and projects that have been funded by the National Lottery Distribution Trust Fund. And in the not so distant past, we also entered into a 3-year agreement about 2 weeks ago with the Department of Arts and Culture to support a developmental program for our artists, but we will roll it out and announce it officially in the not so distant future. Thank you very much.
Okay, sounds exciting. And a lot on the plans, but we'll unpack some of those and get more input from the audience here, but don't forget you at home as well. Morning Live SABC, if you want to share this conversation and this stage, and there'll be more right after this break. Stay with us.